There's that chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. The neon hover. Oh, never mind.
Oh, so they're looking to play a pretty similar comp, but one change on the side of Rendezvous. So instead of that breach, they have the gecko here, which is a really good agent on this map still.
Mm-hmm.
So one comp change there.
I think gecko is huge on this map. I'm not personally a fan of the Sova pick. I do think Fade is a little bit better on the map. I'm interested to see how they play the Sova.
Yeah, I can definitely agree Fade's good on this map, mostly because it's super rooftop heavy, right? There's so many rooftops to land that haunt on, so I feel like she works well on this map, but Rendezvous made the Sova look really well, so definitely have to give them props in that regard. But this comp right now for Spectrum, where's this going?
I'm expecting some last second swaps. I'm hoping for some last second swaps.
Yeah, because that looks a little concerning.
Just a little bit. Here's the Omen comp. That's good. You like to see that.
Yep, Omen Cypher. Okay. Pretty standard. Okay. Gecko Sky Rays.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, I like that comp. That's actually a comp that we, or that's an iteration of a comp that we kind of see on Bind these days, but you'll usually see a Brimstone instead. But that Gecko Sky pairing, that's very popular on Bind, so very interesting to see them make it work here on Sunset, and I think it's definitely viable, right? In that slot, you'll either have a Fade or Sova, and then you'll have a Breach or Gecko with it, so, the Sky and Gecko is definitely really good here. With that being said, that's a lot of flashes too, so we're going to see some flashy plays here from Spectrum. Maybe the tempo is going to be fast here.
I do think we also might be seeing a little bit of foreshadowing for that Bind map. Yeah, because we were wondering how they might play that out, and so I'm thinking they might keep the Gecko Sky running into that.
True, that's a good point. And then maybe a brim on the Omen instead. Yeah. So that insight's actually definitely good, especially for Rendezvous into this map. Because maybe they're gonna see a similar style on Bind. We see it a lot.
Let's see. Do we know who the IGL is on Spectrum?
Yeah, I think it's Noob.
Noob.
Yep.
All right.
Because it was Ice before, but Noob took over, to my understanding.
And then Rendezvous is missing Nels today, so I believe Wildray is going to be doing pretty much all of the IGLing today.
Yeah, which is definitely, that's really good that you mentioned that actually, because, those of you that don't know, so for Rendezvous, Wildray does a lot of the IGLing, but, we got a little bit of insight that Nels does a little bit of mid-rounding, right? So it gives Wildray a little bit of a break during the rounds to be able to focus, on his crossmare placement and everything. But this time around, he's doing it by himself, so that could also, change things for Spectrum. They have some silver lining going into this.
I think mid-rounding is going to be hard as well, because Wildray, as that chamber player, he definitely plays alone a lot. He does his lurks, and he does it well. But it'll be a little bit harder for the mid-rounding because, you can't see what the rest of your team is seeing.
Yep, exactly. And before we hop into the server here, I want to talk a little bit more about this map, because with the agents there, right, we did talk about the juxtaposition between the Sova and the Sky in both comps. We didn't quite talk about that Cypher chamber, though. I do expect Cypher to play over towards B a lot on this defense side where Spectrum is starting, but how do you think the pacing of this is going to go? Because last time we saw Rendezvous on this map, Fae, they played it pretty slow in the early rounds. Do you think they might get explosive, try to control that tempo and intimidate Spectrum early on?
I think that they're going to try to play it slow, but knowing how they're sub today, so Jewel is their sub, and Jewel and Nels have very different play styles. I know that Jewel is a very aggressive duelist player, so I think that it's going to be different than what we've seen from them before.
Yeah, totally agree. And maybe that might be a testament to the fact that they may not be able to play exactly the same tempo that they're used to playing as well. It sounds like every time we talk more about Rendezvous, we see more silver lining for Spectrum here, and it's definitely possible, but nonetheless, folks, we're going to head into this match here. I mean, we're coming into pistol round, super excited to see what Spectrum have on the table here, because this is a series they're going to have to take if they want a chance to not go into this LCQ, and right now, Looking like Rendezvous is going to start things over here towards the A site. Bit of a default here. All going to go out. Dodging that one there. And you already see that early round calling here from Wild Ray. And right now the default over here towards B main. Trying to cipher any information out. But Spectrum, they are taking this space. Fighting for the extremity. Something we haven't seen them do a lot. That shows the confidence there. But Rendezvous winning that fight out. What an amazingly patient play here so far. Catching Spectrum out of that one. Paint shells. Gonna go back and pocket there for a second. Dizzy coming through to confirm and Wingman to plant the bomb. And right now, Rendezvous have the numbers going into this in this 5v3. I don't know, Faye. This is a tall task.
Yeah, going into the 3v5 and let's see. We have 2 blinds leftovers, so that could be good. It's just Cypher.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice
What's Walter doing there?
He's in a silly, goofy mood.
There it is. First round for Rendezvous.
Yeah. They played that very well. I mean, Foe getting those opening picks was huge.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused by their tempo. Like they start off very slow and then they do the hard hit like immediately. But there seemed to be a little bit of I guess I would say straggling. Like some people went really fast and others went very slow.
Yep. The other nice thing about the way they're playing this too is you can tell that they understand the game plan here. When they saw the Sky and Agent Select, but this adaptation from Spectrum is there so far. They're aware that Rendezvous like to hide from the utility here. So you see the utility coming a lot deeper, and right now Wild Ray able to come through the smoke and assist his team there, and right now the IGL dropping 3 bodies that round, and Mini coming in with one of his own, and right now it's just Cypher all by her lonesome. Just stuck in this 1v5 clutch. I mean, once again, Faye, we saw a patient play there by the side of Rendezvous, but the utility went so much deeper for Spectrum. The adaptation already coming in on round 2, and it still didn't work.
I mean, regardless of if it worked or not, it was very impressive. I did not expect them to adapt that quickly. And it gives some more hope for their playing today.
Yep. And Cypher just looking to do any damage that they can. Looking to maybe recover one of these weapons. Landing that dink on the hill vision. Gonna have to buy that armor next round, but nonetheless a flawless for Rendezvous.
Playing this well. I think both teams are playing it very well. Rendezvous was the patience that they had, and then Spectrum, you know, knowing that they were going to hold back like that.
Yep.
I think they're reading each other very well, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And what I like about Rendezvous' pacing as well is you see those first 2 rounds, they go for a super slow play, and the conditioning on those. So they're just going to stack 5 bodies over here towards B and just fast hit the site. The tempo change already coming through to catch Spectrum off guard. And there it is, the util to come through, and right now still a tripwire on site. Jewel getting the double blast pack onto site, and there it is, Mini gonna run into that one, and right now Cypher getting the opening. So Spectrum with the man advantage. I thought I'd never say that, and it's still here. 4v3 right now. Aldrone gonna come through towards Market and try to clear that space out, and right now the spy cam landing towards site there, and Wild Ray landing the wallbang headshot with the Guardian there, making really good damage of this gun. And it's a retake here for Spectrum. Paint shell's gonna come through. Trailblazer looking to clear all the angles. And right now, Jeff Bob, the tip of the spear going into this retake. Wild Ray still spamming the bullets here. Guiding Light does come through. It lands on his teammate, though, so they can't push as fast. But there it is. The shot comes through, and Jewel to clean one up. And EP-Cat left in a 1v1 here. The paint shell's coming right on through. Phantom in hand, but not enough time left onto the spike. Gonna have to get out of this one. Faye, that was a really nice attempt there by Spectrum.
Yeah. I think that their patience there was amazing. I liked that they waited. You know, they waited to group up for that retake, and then you saw. I don't know if you watched Omen for a little bit there, but he had his blind out and he was patient. He waited to send it so that his teammates could play off of it. Just
yeah. And that's the kind of coordination you have to see going into a team like Rendezvous as well, because they have really good coordination on their side already, so. And it looks so good there by Spectrum. Now, going into this right now, I mean, they don't have the guns either.
Yeah, I wanted to piggyback off of what you said with the with Rendezvous having that experience. If I'm correct, a lot of them have played together for a very long time. So playing against that is definitely going to be challenging.
Yeah. A lot of mid space getting taken here. And Rendezvous switching up the game plan every single round. Doing a really good job of changing the pacing from round to round. Staying unpredictable for Spectrum. Opening engagement was taken there by Wild Ray on the tour de force, but nothing gained off of it. Taking space in this market spot. Jewel looking to take an opening engagement here. Checking the angle slowly, methodically. Both teams.
There.
Bit of a crossfire here. Gecko getting the jump spot there on the market, and that's the confirmation to come through. Spy cam going to land onto that there, and right now looking to play off of the cage here. Dizzy comes through. Jewel glass packing back sight here. And right now the classic landing on. Not able to get the spam through the smoke there. Wingman does get the bomb down, and Wild Ray with the tour de force over here through the smoke. And right now, Rendezvous just taking them down before they can even do the damage with the guns that they can. Noob. New IGL on the side of Spectrum looking to make some damage here with the Sheriff in hand. Looking for a timing on Wild Ray, but Wild Ray landing that shot and getting out of dodge before it even happens. And there it is, the Dizzy to come through. EP getting one, but Mini to trade it out, and a fourth on the board for Rendezvous.
Don't sit down. We're not done yet.
They're playing this so well. I think you worded it perfectly whenever you talked about the change of pacing. You know, they're not giving Spectrum a chance to expect what's going to come.
Yeah.
It's working out very well for them. Okay. Looks like they're going for the mid play again. If not, a little split action.
Yeah, and it's Wild Ray this time, the tip of the spear. They're definitely looking to tick some boxes here with the play of clearing that door down. And I would imagine a lot of these rounds, they might even do that and try to rotate to one of the extremities to show that phantom pressure here towards mid. But right now, the fight is still coming here. And Wild Ray still the tip of the spear. Looking for an engagement up top. And he hears the footsteps rotating towards A. Ping's coming through. And right now, Aldrone gonna spot them right into this one in Spectrum. Round they're definitely gonna need here. And it's certainly possible here. Bucky in hand on the site. And right now, it's a full-on push through mid all the way through the spawn for Rendezvous. And right now, the kills do come through. Landing towards back sight there. The Bucky doing the damage. The paint shells, the forcer off. And right now, not much can be done. The utility usage very nicely done there by the side of Rendezvous. But as I say that, Noob taking one down does give Spectrum the man advantage here. Neural Theft in hand and the Thrash available right now for the side of Mini. But not going to be able to use it from this position. And so far, Spectrum closing in on the site. Paranoia in hand. And there it is. Neural Theft coming through. Paranoia landing onto the site. Very nice timing so far here by Spectrum. And there it is. Landing the shot onto the site. And Gonorrhea pushing back sight there and taking it down. Paint shells to even follow that one up. There it is, Faye. We got a round here.
Spectrum taking their first round off of Rendezvous.
Yeah.
They played that very well. I mean, I couldn't have expected anything more. Again, with the patience in that retake. EP was in a very dangerous position there, you know, sitting behind that box with the Bucky. But it worked out. I mean, they got their pick. They did some really good damage. And I think that really set their team up for that success.
Yeah, 100%. And speaking of setting up your team for success, I mean, those are the kinds of plays you're going to need on the side of Spectrum too, because Rendezvous are playing so structured. They're not going easy here, so you're going to need those moments. And right now, similar pacing for Rendezvous that we saw in that pistol round. Chalk Dart does come towards B main, but I want to take note here of the Cypher trip. Very smart in placing that a little more passive, but the one that's actually towards B main is in the choke point. So that shock dart actually didn't land there onto that. Those are the kinds of adaptations we talk about. And right now, Wild Ray has crept onto the A site. You see this?
Oh, he's taking so much space.
Yeah. That hurts.
They just yeah. They can't be giving up that space like that.
Yep. And you can tell they weren't even aware of it too, that was a possibility. Joel, right on site here, looking to make the damage. They know the Cypher plays this site, still taking one before they go down. Almost got a second there, but Joel shutting her down in the moment. And right now, definitely doable here for Spectrum, but the fights are going on over here towards the A site. EBCat landing one there onto Foe, and the Seekers to come through. And right now, a possible round, but 3 stand for Rendezvous, and that's 3 standing real tall. And they're looking to get into this one right now. They're split up here, so they're going to have to come together in just a second. Guiding light towards backside. And Jewel looking for the shot here and does land it. And Jeff Bob not able to follow up. And a 5th for Rendezvous.
They kind of lost their momentum there, I think. You know,
yep.
Just Spectrum allowing that space to be taken was that was just such a mistake. You know, that allowed Rendezvous to take the win. I think Spectrum plays more passive, which is okay considering the fact that, you know, Rendezvous is a very structured team. They know how to entry, they know how to take fights together. But I do think that it's worth it for them to also try fighting for more space because, you know, they're giving up mid, they're giving up both extremities. They don't have any info. They have 2 initiators and they're not getting that info.
Yeah. That's actually an incredible point, and that's one thing that can be frustrating sometimes when you see teams opt into that double initiator, especially when you have 2 that can get really good info with Sky and Gecko. They have 2 very good initiators for info, and not enough of it is being expended in that mid-round, and you can tell the nerves on them. I think that's indicative of their nerves, because I think Spectrum have that in them. I think they understand how to utilize that utility in the mid-round, but they're very nervous to take that space, and I think that might be affecting what you were talking about.
Something I would like to see from them is, you know, that Gecko flash on his B site, right? Is it B site or is it A site? The Gecko flash on A site that you just throw straight up, it's a really good flash. And I want to see that, but a little bit later. Like, wait to catch those lurks.
Yeah. Now, that Gecko flash did come through towards A, but they left it over, so they're not going to recover the Dizzy into this round. And there it is, the util. Landing over here into main. And right now, the execution coming through. Thrash to go through market. Spectrum dodging the utility for now, but Rendezvous looking for a way into this one. And Jewel just going to disrespect the angles there and push into the spawn, but nonetheless backing up here. Definitely going to look for a round here. And Wild Ray getting one on that lurk once again. Spectrum have to be aware of the timings. They know that Wild Ray like to lurk on this map, on that chamber. And one of these rounds is going to have to take account of it. But nonetheless, they're looking to make a go of this one. Thrash does come out and hits onto one, but right now, the support from the team is way too good. And Jeff Bob trying to do the damage, and there it is. The guiding light to come through, but nothing gained out of that. A flawless for Rendezvous.
I know that one had to hurt a little bit. I mean, I just wish that we could see some more from Spectrum. You know, they know that that lurk is gonna come through. They know that they're taking space in more than one place almost every single round. Regardless of if they're going slow or they're going fast, you know, they're not doing 5-man pushes.
Yeah. And there it is, Hunter's Fury gonna come through. And right now, Ill Vision looking to land one onto the aggro push here from A, but it doesn't come through. But Wild Ray is already onto the B site with this lurk. And that just opens up a late round contingency plan for Rendezvous, should they decide to leave this site. And it looks like that's the plan. And he's already in their spawn, getting the kill there onto EPCat. And once again, another round where Spectrum just isn't aware of the space that can be taken by Rendezvous because of the lack of passive information.
That's just a free site for Rendezvous.
And they're looking to push the spawn. They are not giving them a single inch. And here it is, Rendezvous, posted up on these angles right now. Once again, Spectrum making a looking attempt out of this one. Paranoia in hand. Coming through here for the aggression. Jeff Bob going onto the angle, but right now it's looking like a save angle. Yeah. Spectrum gonna 4-man save this one. This is rough. They're gonna have to stop the bleeding soon, Faye.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but have you seen like Sky use their dog at all?
Yeah, I think last round I saw early, but I haven't seen it too often. Just last round.
I feel like I haven't seen enough use out of that Sky dog, which honestly, not using Trailblazer like leaves you at a disadvantage because that intel is so important.
Yep.
I'd like to see maybe like some mid aggression toward tiles. Like you could have your Sky flash into tiles for your Rays. You can have your Gecko flash up on A site to get that info, and then obviously your Cypher cam on B. But I'm not seeing much of any of that.
Yeah. And that's the proactivity we saw, you know, some other teams as well in some of the earlier games this tournament struggle with. And right now Spectrum falling victim to that as well. And I think they were one of those teams too. On the previous cast, we were talking about how not enough space was being taken, not enough early info gained on the rounds. And once again, Wild Ray is just for free. So deep into the extremity already.
I like that he fell back. You know, he didn't push out too much.
Yeah. And Jewel, from that with the showstopper there, going to land on the EP Cat. And Paint Shells to go through just to follow it up. And Foe getting exposed there by the tripwire, but still going to take one down. And that lurk of Wild Ray once again. Just goes through.
Coming through.
Yep. Oh, but Jeff Bob, wait a minute. Jeff Bob recovering too here. Dizzy landing through. Not going to capitalize off it just yet, but Noob, the IGL and the Duelist on the side of Spectrum looking to extract this one for their team. Low Bro comes through, and that cleans it up there for Rendezvous. And that's 8 into this map.
Wow. Jeff Bob was looking really good there, but you know, Wingman just kind of cleaned it up for them. I don't know. I don't know what more to say. I feel like at this point it's repetitive. You know, I want to see more info. I want to see them fighting for more space. They're too passive, right? They're playing off of just purely reactions, and I want to see some proactivity from them.
And that's such a fair criticism too, because I mean that makes or break a game really. And Jeff Bob, there it is, recovering one here. So that mid you wanted to see here, Faye. It looks like they went for it. And you know, keep in mind that last round, those 2 kills that Jeff Bob got, that was his first 2 kills, and getting only his 3rd here into this round. So right now it's looking like their Ray's gonna come online, and we talked about this in all the other series too. When your Duelist is online, that's when the teams are winning most often. That's kind of the pattern we're seeing so far this event. So Jeff Bod posted onto the angle. Paint Shell's going to come through. Trying to force a duel here with Jewel. We're going to swing onto the angle, but Jewel winning that one out. And right now it's Noob, the IGL. Going to get taken down. Jewel with 3 on the round. It's nicely done here. The Wingman to come through. And right now, definitely a task. Doable here. Ooh, going to get the spam there onto Foe. And right now, a 1v1, but Jewel at 1 HP lands the shot.
That was a great round from Jewel.
Yeah.
I loved seeing that aggression from Spectrum. You know, that is exactly what I wanted to see from them. Like, you know, it didn't play out too well that round. You know, there's no one there for them to take the fights with. But the fact that they're putting themselves out there and doing something different is exactly what we need to see from them.
Yes.
Let's make some chaos.
See.
And a similar look we got here from Pistol. Just going to post up in this corner, waiting for any guiding lights to come through. And right now with Spectrum, a slightly different approach here. It's only Vision here. on the A side. No true intel gathered here. Ooh, a little overcommitted to that angle. Way overcommitted to that angle. Going to get punished here. And right now, that is a free open A site for the side of Rendezvous. Right now, Thrash being invested into this one. And the utility comes through. It's nicely coordinated, but there's no one home. And all of Spectrum sneaking through the spawn here. And this is the win condition right here, if you ask me. There's no trademark by Wild Ray right here to watch this flank, so this is definitely a possibility. They're going to need EP Cat to make some sort of noise here, though, but Wild Ray, the game sense kicks in, and he backs onto the angle, but the TP comes through, but it's right out in the open, and he's going to get punished for that. Spectrum coming back into this one right now.
Thrash isn't
done with you. Oh, Thrash comes through again, and there it is, landing right there onto EP Cat. They're looking to get the protection here, but Jewel landing one down. And Cypher going towards his back sight. Shots are a little labored there, but does land it. And right now, the numbers are in favor of Spectrum. Gonna have to tap onto the spike. And Jewel looking to get into this, but Noob, the IGL of Spectrum, landing the finishing blow this round, and Spectrum get a thrifty on the Rendezvous. There it is. You love to see it.
Last round before the switch.
I'm so proud of them. You know, I mean, that was great. I think I was a little worried going into that round because of the fact that they had their Gecko pushing alone, so they did get picked off really early. But that flank actually worked out really well for them. I do wonder why that trademark wasn't placed down. Yes, you know, obviously Chamber's their only sentinel at the moment. I think I'd assume he's saving the trademark until they commit to a site, but he just didn't place it down. Yeah, I think there's also some really good coordination in that round. You saw the Cypher. Who is Cypher? Gone. You saw Gone take that bomb and trust Noob. Which is exactly what you want to see in a team.
Yeah, very well said. It's moments like that, too, where it's super important to trust your teammate. Because I was going to say, if she got onto that bomb, but, you know, got off there to take the 2v1 gunfight, they would have lost that round. So sticking that bomb there was very important to win that second round for Spectrum.
I'm kind of rooting for a 9-3 here. You know, I wanna see Spectrum pull some more rounds out.
You want to play? Let's play.
And right now, both dark covers. Such weird time in there, but they both come down at the same time. And here's the proactivity by Spectrum. There it is. Oh, but Mini getting the spray adjustment there. Both trades, and that was not expected at all. A fight that should have went into Spectrum's favor. The proactivity was there. But the shot's not landing. Recon Bolt gonna come through. Confirm the presence there towards top mid, and Wild Ray is so deep again with the Tour de Force posted up on the angle. Are they aware of this possibility? Not. And there it is, Noob. Man.
The Seeker's coming through to clear Wild Ray out of those angles, but he's already gone.
Yeah. And that's the only really thing they can lean on this round as well. It's the last round of the half, so Aldron gonna come through. And some spams to come through the smoke there. Wild Ray throws it up on the angle. And he's dangerous. And there it is. The Dizzy gonna land onto him. Foe trying to push into the smoke there, but getting hit by the Dizzy. And it's just EP Cat by her lonesome, and Wild Ray finishing off the round there. And a very dominant half for Rendezvous.
Switching sides.
Well, let's see. That brings us to a 10-2. What do you think about the defense from Rendezvous? I didn't get to see too much of it last time, so I'm not sure what I should be expecting here.
Yeah, it was very fluid. So something we were talking about that Spectrum needed to do was like take more extremities, and because Rendezvous in some of the early rounds were playing pretty passive there, but that's what Rendezvous likes to do on defense. They take space, they use those cooldowns in the mid round, and definitely with the Gecko here. Now they played Breach last time, so that's one thing I can't really speak to, but I would assume that with the Gecko they're going to try to go ahead and go for some of these early Dizzies, recall the util, and have it ready for the post plant. And you see them already taking that A space. While the attention's over here towards B, though, Wild Ray still posted up here with the rendezvous in hand. And right now, both shots do come through. Wild Ray with 2 beautiful shots, but Spectrum lining up 2 of their own. And right now, those trades coming through is really good, but sound can be heard here, rather, from Gone. And you know there's 2 in the spawn, but maybe the comms didn't come through. Jeff Bob getting a trade there, and Jewel landing one down, and all of a sudden, the numbers are not in the favor of Spectrum. Jeff Bob gonna have to go big here. And there it is, the 1v1 forced in the Boombot to take his crosshair away. Jewel landing the 11th round there for Rendezvous.
A really smart play right there.
Yeah.
You know, Jeff Bob had no choice but to try to shoot that Boombot because he was going to die to it.
Yep.
I like that I saw them taking that space. You know, that's what we like to see. I was not expecting them to shoot the tripwire though. I thought, okay, maybe they're just gonna wait it out, see if they can catch Cypher off guard. No, they just ran straight past it.
Cover going out.
And Spectrum with a somewhat similar look here. The stack over towards the B site, but they're looking to rotate very fast off this, so you can already see Noob kind of trying to work his mind into this game right now. And that high Dizzy came from the side of A, not confirming any presence right now. So Rendezvous, aware of where the lack of presence truly is. And right now, the paint shell is going to try to deny this takeover towards mid. And Foe already ready for this, and it's a full crunch in this mid space for Rendezvous. And right now, Spectrum can't really get anything out of this position right now, but they're looking to double it up again. Doubling down on this space is Spectrum right now. Going to push into the crosshairs here of Rendezvous. Paint shell's gonna come through, but the recon bolt forcing him off, and there it is. Foe landing 3 on the round, almost getting a 4th there with the reload of the gun, but Wild Ray to follow it up with the headhunter, and right now it's just gone. Stuck on the site here. Nothing really to extract from this, and you already see Ill Vision posted up on the angle there, and there it is.
Wow. So I liked the idea that we were seeing there from Spectrum. You know, I liked that they were taking that mid space. They were gonna fight that together. I could see what Noob was going for, right? You know, as their ideal. The only criticism that I have, that's, you know, the only strong criticism I have right there is the fact that Noob went first, right? As a smokes player, you should not be going first. And he really lost their smokes.
I agree. And there it is. The recon bolt going to land onto that, but right now, Spectrum going to recover that one, but Wild Ray is already so deep. Posted onto this angle. Going to catch the IGL there of Spectrum, but he's down to 30 HP on his own. And moving into this round, once again, you can see the grasp at desperation here, but they're out on this B site. They're very aware how slow Rendezvous play this, but the difference on Rendezvous is that they have the game sense to understand. You see those pings coming through? There it is. He understands that this is a possibility right now, that they are through. And he's looking at it. Spidey sense is tingling. Gonna shoot onto the angle there. And the Dizzy not coming through fast enough. The heals. And that leaves Wild Ray on 30 HP, but his whole team is rotating here. Spectrum with deep control of this attack right now.
So taking that off angle and losing it.
Oh, wait a minute. Ill Vision just got punished, pushing through there, trying to get ahead of the push there. But right now, EP Cat back sight. Dizzy's gonna land. Oh, but the peek came a little late, but nonetheless gonna still land the shot. And right now, it's gonna be a spam fest. Jeff Bob. And Vision left onto the angle here. There it is. Jeff Bob landing one here, and there's the wingman onto the spike. And right now, gonna shoot the wingman down, and there it is. The shots come through, but Mini finishing off the game there in 13-2 fashion for Rendezvous. What a round to finish off the game there. Wow. What in the world? Oh, man. Faye, that was the one round I felt like they had in their hands.
They did. I'm a little confused, right? Because Rendezvous, you know, they sent out, or not Rendezvous, sorry, Spectrum sent out that Dizzy, right? That Dizzy, you know, you can hear the audio cue of where Dizzy sends their blind. So my confusion is why they walked out of the smoke looking a different direction.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know.
they might have gotten a little overwhelmed. Wow. Great performance from Rendezvous. And Spectrum too. I think Spectrum did a lot better than what we've seen from them previously. So I like to see that improvement.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, that game, I agree with you. I think they were a little overwhelmed with the task that they had in hand. I mean, Rendezvous is a very scary team to go up against. Even if you're a good team here, even if I were Zeta, I'd be just a little nervous because I know Rendezvous, if there's anybody that is definitely a top contender in this tournament, it's definitely Rendezvous. And even if I were Zeta, Ultralight, Revamp, ILH, I'd be nervous to go up against Rendezvous. So Spectrum, being the lowest ranked team here in the tournament, you could tell that played in the way that they, were moving around that game because the plays were so passive. And you were saying it a lot too in your between the round analytics, is that they needed to take a lot more space. You even noticed that the Trailblazer wasn't used a lot on the side of EP Cat, and it's stuff like that. We see a couple assists here and there on the board, but not enough to really convince me that the utility, was a determining factor in getting any rounds here for Spectrum.
I definitely think that whenever you're watching a game like this, you can see the skill differential, right? So, for example, you take Spectrum. Like you know that Spectrum is overall a lower ranked team. I believe they're fairly new to playing with each other as well. And you can see that difference in the way that they play, how they use their util, how they play together and like off of one another. And that's not necessarily like a bad thing. I think Spectrum definitely has a lot of potential, but we're just not seeing it come through yet.
Yeah, I agree. All right, folks, with that, we're going to go ahead and go to a short intermission here, but stay tuned because we're going to be back with map 2.
The Brim. So Jules going to be playing Initiator, probably Sky. And let's see, for Spectrum, the KJ. That's unusual.
We don't see KJ on Bind anymore these days. Talk to me about that one. What do you think about that?
So KJ obviously used to be really strong on Bind. Especially on that B site. They switched it up.
Yeah, Nels went on the Sky and Julie. Wow.
Okay. I did call that. I believe.
You did. But the Killjoy, that's interesting.
The Killjoy is weird. I think Cypher is definitely a stronger pick in terms of Sentinel now. Because, those B site setups, like, you can't get past them. The A site too, you can get past them, but there's so many like little tricky tripwires that are strong. But following that, it's more often that you don't see a Sentinel at all, right? Because you get that Viper for that double smokes, and it's just so strong on the map. And then obviously, you see Rendezvous where they have 2 smokes and a Sentinel. A little weird.
Yeah. And that was definitely a comp we used to see back in the day, except instead of the chamber was a Cypher. But so they're looking to play to those fundamentals still, which is very interesting because a lot of teams are straying away from that Sentinel presence on this map. You see a lot of Gecko Sky comps, which is exactly what Spectrum is playing too, except instead of Cypher, it's KJ, which I won't complain. I want to see what they got going on with it because I have seen some worlds where KJ was played, especially pretty early before the Cypher buffs. She would a lot of times play B site, put turret on top of the back site box to watch for hookah. You had your alarm bot for long, and then swarm grenades outside of drops. So, I mean, definitely, a good Sentinel on this map. I'm not sure if it's as strong as the Cypher still, but I like to see that they're playing an older style coupled with that newer style of the Sky Gecko. So, a little bit of innovation coming out from Spectrum, and you love to see that.
I do agree. I think the only thing that might hurt them is the fact that they do have the solo Brim. Brim is one of those agents that doesn't have regenerating smokes. So it's a little harder. You have to really be picky about where you're throwing those smokes down. You have to make sure that you're committing that site.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's see. What is this defense setup we got here? The Viper on B. You know, pretty standard. I think the Viper and Chamber on B is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
I mean, and we're looking to get into this one too. I'm just so nervous for Spectrum right now, but let me shake the nerves off because right now, folks, this is the pistol and this much needed from Spectrum right now. And here we are already going nice and fast into this one. Epicat with the Trailblazer right on through. And there it is. Jeff Bob with the entry on through. Stim Beacon going down to get that speed going on. And right now, a very fast take here for the side of Spectrum. But the spike going down right now because that shower's present is so potent. And Noob looking to try to make some damage here. But Nell's going onto the angle and taking him down. But right now, the numbers are on the side of Spectrum. A very possible endeavor here. Nell's looking to come into the series and show what he's got. And right now, it's a double hold here on the side of U-Haul. And there it is. Boombot going to come through. But right now, the trades are on the side of Rendezvous. And just like that, it's gone left into the clutch situation. And there it is, trying to go for the shots on the nails and starting off the series nice and hot. It's his first map, but his third kill already. And the first on the board for Rendezvous.
I think they played that really well. I mean, taking that showers present, huge. You love to see that they're doing that. It definitely puts a lot of pressure on the attacking team as well. We saw some really good plays from Spectrum as well. I think KJ, you know, hanging back and catching that like flank, it was a really good idea. She stayed in kind of a weirder position. She stayed back in B Link. Just interesting. But I don't know. I like to see their creativity.
Yeah, no, same here. Very well said. And I think that round, the issue that I really saw in that is they definitely took the tempo and they were very confident in their approach, right? And I like that from Spectrum. But the biggest error they made was not taking that shower space fast enough because that's actually where they were able to take the spike down. And here it is, moving right onto the site once again. Still looking to keep that same tempo, but right now, Wild Ray getting a spam through the sky smoke right there. Just taking one down. So unlucky into the take here. Spike still going to get planted here. So Spectrum crossing off a lot more boxes than they did last game so far. But still, only one left on the board. And a dream with that one and Jewel to clean it up. And 4 left standing for Rendezvous.
Again, they just played that so well. I mean, there's nothing to really nitpick about how they played that. I will say something interesting that I did notice that round was the Viper. You know, I commented about how Viper was playing with Chamber on the same site, but they have an orb lineup to throw their orb into A main, which I personally haven't really seen too much of. So I think that that's pretty cool. No.
Yeah.
They're going for an aggressive A.
Oh, both teams. Fae. Both teams. Wait.
Both teams.
Wait. What is going on here? Wait, and they're not even aware of the presence on the other side. Right now, Spectrum are like, what's going on over there? What in the world is Rendezvous doing here? Look at the mini-map. Everyone's attackers this game. Oh, no. Oh, the spike in hand there for vision. Wild Ray takes one down. Oh. What have we got here? And the fight's still here right now. But Noob coming out with a kill there. Left on low HP on the side of Spectrum, but... And there it is. Wild Ray looking for another one. And both of them are going to be headshots with the headhunter there.
Enemy remaining.
No.
He's definitely hunting heads here. And Gone going to take one down there in the form of Nels. It's a 1v3. And right now, they're posted up together here in Wild Ray, posted on the angle. The turret going to go through. Looking to take a shot here, and right now...
Be patient.
Such an awkward engagement. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, come on.
What have we got here?
30 seconds
Surely
left.
Gone can make it out with at least one more.
Yeah.
Yep. Never mind.
I would apologize to them.
Wow, Wild Ray with the 4K there.
Yeah.
It was a little heartbreaking to see Jewel turn her back to the enemies and just get sprayed down.
Yeah.
You know, Wild Ray made up for that. It's a great round. That beginning, I think, definitely a highlight of today. Both teams aggressing A and going completely opposite direction.
Guiding light. Gonna confirm some presence over here. Towards A short. Sky smoke's coming through.
Here.
Rendezvous not budging here. In this round, you can tell by the way they're set up. They're not expecting any heavy shower presence right now. Just based off of all that pressure that was put over there towards short. A lot of crosshairs over here towards short. And the rotation from heaven here. It looks like Rendezvous have a little bit of a read onto this one. And right now the bodies are just falling for Spectrum. And gone, stuck in the corner there. Jewel getting the wall bang here. And Foe to follow it up. And right now it's just Vision left all by their lonesome. Dizzy to come through. Looking to do any damage that they can here. Taking Foe down, but Jewel with 3 on the round. And a 4th on the board for Rendezvous.
I think now is the time where I would expect, you know, Spectrum's coach to call that timeout and talk to them about what they've practiced because, you know, there we go. This is their map pick. This is where Tartagalicious needs to come through and remind them of what they've practiced and how they should be playing it.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
Maybe coming in with the outside perspective of, hey, you know, this is how Rendezvous is playing. Like, what do you think that they're hearing right now?
Yeah, I think those are things, what you were saying right there, here's how Rendezvous is playing. I think that's something they actually didn't capitalize off of last game. It was obvious kind of the way that Rendezvous were playing passive in those early rounds. And even though they were switching it up here and there, they had a pretty similar look in a lot of those rounds. And I think it was definitely readable for Spectrum. And I don't think they did that enough in the timeout. So I think that's an adjustment that they're going to make here in this timeout. Is like, hey, they're playing pretty passive, you know, around the early rounds. They're letting us take some early space. They're not going for any blitz plays. They know they don't need to, right? Because they have the gun advantage. They're just going to molly us off on site. So they have to find that tempo they did in Pistol Fae. Like, we saw that they got the bomb onto site pretty quickly, actually. And the entry came very fast towards U-Haul for Jeff Bob. We need to see that same tempo come through. Or else they're just going to become sitting ducks.
Yep, either they need to, you know, find that fast tempo again, or they need to play, I think even playing slower might work for them, you know? We haven't seen any defaults or any fakes coming from them. I think they take a long time to take site, and they don't ever rotate.
I mean, and their smokes are already down too. So that makes this round so much harder for the side of Spectrum. And Nell's just fighting onto this angle, the confidence. Because he knows he can win those gunfights. So Spectrum, they're going to have to use utility at this point to try to punish these players. Because they cannot rely on these gunfights. And the space is already being taken by Foe and Jewel right now on the side of Rendezvous. So they're already ahead of these rotations. But Spectrum, looks like they were very aware of it. Jeff Bob getting the trade there, but right now it's still not enough. Paint shells to force Jewel off the angle. Left on 21 HP, and they're looking to get this kill before they make any decisions going back into this round.
Do they clear the angle?
30 seconds left.
I don't think so. Nope.
They don't.
Wait, Jewel saw the leg.
Jewel can get the timing.
Doesn't know.
I don't think she saw. She doesn't know. But she hears it, yeah.
Yikes. And Ill Vision's already here.
10 seconds left.
So they're looking to save. They know they don't have the passive info here. There's nothing that can come, but they don't know that Jewel is still coming behind.
My ult's ready.
Oh.
I'm still here, amigo.
Great timing from Jewel there.
Yeah.
Yikes. I mean, we were saying that Spectrum was going to get some rounds on this map. You know, this is their map pick, but I think we might have been wrong.
I think on defense they might. Maybe defense.
I do think their defense looks pretty strong. So I'm excited to see how that KJ plays out.
And so far, a little bit of a default here. The lack of the shower presence there. Trailblazer going to come through and confirm that there's not much there towards showers, but Nell still posted up on this angle. It looks like Rendezvous want to go for a trap play if the site does come towards A. Nels waiting for this teleport here. And right now, it's such a quiet round. You can hear a pin drop. Oh!
No.
Whew. As I say that, the smokes once again go down early in the round. Such a crucial piece of utility. And there's the Seekers.
Like I said last time, he really shouldn't be taking that first contact.
Nope. And Nels looking to make a solo play of it. And right now, he waits a little long on that flash there, so he gets punished. Not swinging when that flash first pops. EP-Cat gonna come out on top of that one, and the counter Seekers are come through, but Wild Ray landing one towards that A site right now. But Vision is here.
Left.
They hear the rotations leaving. And right now, Wild Ray looking to see if any of the piece comes back towards short here, and right now it is. The bomb is here, so far Spectrum doing a really good job of playing the mind games into this round. But once again, they're dry swinging into an up, but a very uncharacteristic miss from Wild Ray comes out there, and Jeff Bob to punish him from that too. But Foe landing a shot here, still keeping the man advantage on the side of Rendezvous. And right now it's Jeff Bob and Vision with the tall task. Showstopper to come through, and Jewel to land it there. And Jeff Bob left in the headshot. Wow. Rendezvous with 6 on the board, just cleans it up like that.
Oh, that was a little messy. It's a little messy, but Joel came through.
Spike diffused.
Wow. No, I liked to see that default coming through from Spectrum. 'Cause, like I did mention it just a couple of rounds ago, like that we weren't seeing anything like that, and you know that was definitely their best round so far, aside from maybe that pistol round.
It's interesting how Vision's throwing that wall there. Usually you see them stand on the box outside there, so just taking notes of the small little tendencies here, some of the utility placement.
It's that same wall every time, and then the orb lineup for aiming.
Yep. Ooh, Jeff Bob getting caught out there with the showstopper. Wild Ray landing the op there, but now it's coming straight through the TP. And right now, the game plan is just so good for the side of Rendezvous, but now is getting punished onto that angle. Not able to get the spray. And EP-Cat left by her lonesome into this clutch. Wild Ray posted onto the angle, but a swing into it, and there it is. Ooh. Rendezvous making quick work of that one. 7 on the board.
No one beats my firepower. I got this.
Round number 8 here. And the pressure's starting to mount for Spectrum. Trailblazer to come through. But not the same tempo that we got from the pistol round for Spectrum. They're looking to fake that fast presence, and that is pulling some rotations here. As you look at this minimap here. Rendezvous stacking towards that A site. And Spectrum bringing the attention over here towards Wild Ray. He's going to hear that utility. He's going to call the rotations there. The Dizzy to come through, but right now still posted on the off angle. Ooh, going to get punished there. Didn't even grab the Rendezvous at all. And right now, Spectrum with that opening. That's an open B site. Wingman to get the spike down. An orbital strike denying this for now and giving plenty of time for the rotation here on the side of Rendezvous. Coming onto the angles here right now as they work out onto the site. Spike does get planted, and right now Foe looking to come into this one. And there it is, Vision.
Right here.
Sheriff shots over towards site, but Foe very aware of the positioning here. And right now, Guiding Light coming through to try to stall this one. The Sky Smokes to give them a window of opportunity here. But right now, the stall utility. You can see the plans finally coming through. And the lineups, and Foe pushes onto the angle. And right now, just all of the kills go onto the side of Rendezvous. All the bodies drop on Spectrum. And it's just another round.
You can definitely see, like, following that round, that Spectrum has some post plant like strategies. We saw that lineup come through. If they were able to stall just a little bit longer, we could have seen that orbital strike come down. But no, you kind of that gave an insight to the structure that they have found within their team.
Yep.
It's interesting.
And it's right about now where I start to realize that it's just guaranteed. We were so wrong about our prediction.
A little bit, just a little bit. We were only off by like 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Blinded.
I'm sure that they're gonna get some. You can't give up on them yet.
Yeah. And this is a similar look that they had on pistol round 2. Right now, 4 towards short and the lurker over towards showers, but this time it's gonna be gone. And Nels is very aware of the way they like to play around this. And right now, so far, the pacing and the tempo of this round in the hands of Spectrum. But this time, there it is. Wingman getting the plan onto the spike there, but they're still going to punish it. And once again, the lurk is too late on the side of showers. And right now, it's a 3v3 scenario. Definitely possible as the paint shells come through and the boombot to follow it up for Jeff Bob to keep control of that U-Haul space. And EPCat with the spray does punish Foe there. But the spike is not planted. It's still backside. Jewel and Nell stuck in showers right now, so Spectrum do have the advantage of the positioning. But they don't know where they are. They're playing around it so carefully. Gonna confirm the presence of the sky there. And there's the guiding light to come through, and Nell's landing the shot there, and Jeff Bob to clean it up there. And right now, 1v1. Here it is. 1 HP for both sides. Paint shells to come through, and right now, Jewel looking to wrap around the site here. Gonna grab one of the bullets. 7 in the chamber, 30 HP. And the weight of the first round on the shoulders of Gone as Ring Around the Rosie continues to go.
Goodness.
Pocket full of posies, but the ashes all fall down. Jewel with 3 on the round. And Gone not able to get out the clutch there. 9 for Rendezvous.
It was
That was
just
intense.
so close. Yeah. Just watching the Ring Around the Rosies.
Yeah.
You know, it's just another moment that reminds you of that one beta event. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Are we gonna see our first 13-0 though, Faye? That's the new prediction.
I mean, it's possible. It's really possible.
And a set play here by Rendezvous, but what is going on? Wild Ray caught off guard there with the Reinhardt hammer in hand. And right now, just gonna get punished off that angle. Spectrum gaining full control of the site, but right now, Ill Vision still playing around this. But that trademark is down. So they could easily take control of the space. And right now, all the kills going on the side of Spectrum. Wait just a minute. And there it is. That's a round for Spectrum.
First round. As soon as we said they were gonna get 13-0'd.
Caster's curse.
Honestly, it was just, everything that we predicted is gonna be wrong. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, and the coach on the side of Rendezvous was definitely yelling at Wild Ray for that one there. Did you see that? He jumped into hookah with his knife out. I don't know what happened there, but maybe a misstep.
I don't know why he would do that so late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be yelling at him too. I'm not gonna lie. He's never gonna hear the end of that one. I mean,
I don't even know what they're saying here either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, aside from that, what do you think they're talking about? I mean,
Probably just chilling.
momentum.
I mean, if I were
break
them here, yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't be too worried if I were them. The momentum in the whole series, not even just this map, but the whole series is on the side of Rendezvous, so they have nothing to worry about here other than a couple missteps that round, but they'll clean that up nonetheless. I would presume that's what this timeout's for.
See. Looks like they're leaning toward pretty much the same game plan that they had last round. But Rendezvous, 4 stacking B site. Just Wild Ray on his own in A.
Trailblazer gonna come through.
Scout destroyed.
Spotting onto just the brimstone there. Now the thing about spotting information on the brimstone early in a round like this is it becomes slightly more convincing that the hit is going there, especially when you hear the rest of the utility with those kinds of proximity smokes. And here we are, Seekers coming out on site, and right now so far it's such a loud round here, and the shots going everywhere. EP Cat coming onto the site, and right now the lockdown to try to force off the positions, but no positions forced off quite yet. And right now no passive info towards this site. Vision just comes here very confidently to get this plant. The kills going across the board, and right now Wild Ray with that trademark is very aware that they're towards showers. He's looking to make a rewrap here. Are they aware of the rewrap? They're not. Gone.
Killjoy with the knife out.
No. Oh!
Player standing.
Oh my god.
What? They got nervous. It looked like they mashed some buttons there. Hit the keyboard.
There's got a little smooch going on there.
Oh my goodness. I feel like Wild Ray hit me with his gun barrel.
I think
my
I
goodness.
jumped out of my chair.
All of a sudden it becomes a horror game. Ugh.
Yikes.
A gift.
Oh goodness.
10-1.
Yeah. That'll be 11-1,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
I mean, Wild Ray's got the tour de force too.
Now Spectrum wins because we said that they're not going to.
Yep. Now we gotta manifest it. All right, 13-1 rendezvous. Calling it.
13-1. Have we seen a 13-1?
I think one of them so far, actually. Yeah. Not sure who it was against though. Was it Zeta Nexus? One of the two. Bodies just falling down here. That 13-1 still looking real possible, but Nels. Uh-oh. He still wants blood. He don't back off of fights like this. There it is. Shots going through. Tapping for any re-swings right there. Oh! Oh! Yikes!
Ooh. You get punished for that.
Nelzinho Television.
Grenade. Satchel out.
And right now, that is a free entry onto the site for Spectrum.
I mean, Rendezvous is just chilling over on A site, you know, just twiddling those thumbs a little bit.
Beacon here.
Let's see.
Launching smoke.
Cage will coming through with that first pick.
I mean, if he uses that orbital strike, he's a jerk. He's just a jerk. Yeah.
One enemy
He's got,
remaining.
wow.
Grenade.
Oh, almost. The 3 for Jewel there. Right now, Rendezvous just toying with their food right now. Nothing much to extract from this game other than Rendezvous are just dominant. There's no answer from Spectrum.
So I can confirm we've had one other 13-1, and it was Zeta versus Operatives.
Yep. There it is, Zeta Operatives, yeah. I knew it was Zeta, one of them. It's just,
You know, a game that I think would be so fun to watch. is
Zeta versus Rendezvous?
No, Spectrum versus Operatives.
Oh, okay. We're going to see that in the LCQ. I think we're going to see that in the LCQ.
I think it'll be fun to watch. Yeah.
Reminds me of EG versus 100 Thieves a couple years ago.
And Zeta
Battling
versus,
for who doesn't go
yeah.
for who doesn't go 0-6.
Obviously, I think Zeta versus Rendezvous is going to be very entertaining. But
Yeah. Oh, wow.
oh, the ghost. Okay.
Oh. Nels. Oh, wait a minute. Vision. Oh, my.
Oh, in the trade.
Nels. So crispy with it, too.
Bomb down.
Bot coming back. Spike planted.
And that's all of their smoke's gone.
My bot.
And they get tagged there. I mean, Rendezvous just aren't letting them live this one down. A kill to come through from Epicat, but still 3 standing for Rendezvous.
Nell's playing
bloodshed this whole
very,
game.
yeah, Nell's playing very aggressive.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care. Just running it down. Nah, it works. There we go. Spectrum with their second timeout. Do we think that they're going to be able to pull a win out for this round?
So the previous timeouts didn't really convince me, so I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think this is definitely Rendezvous game here because they won that pistol, so of course they've got the gun advantage going into this one. And Rendezvous in this whole series, honestly, Faye, have proven they don't even need a gun advantage to win the round. So
they really don't. I mean, they have Wild Ray on the chamber for almost every game, right? So he has that headhunter. He has, you know, his ult as well. I mean, they're really good with the sheriff as well. Like, they could just save by that sheriff, and their aim is really good.
Yep.
See, and obviously Spectrum's gonna have to force coming out of this timeout. I feel like we're gonna see some Buckies.
I think so too. I see a lot of sheriffs though.
A lot of sheriffs, yeah.
Some guardians.
I expected
side
Cat to grab that Bucky after it worked out for her last time.
Oh yeah, true. Walking up on the toxic screen here. The pressure is only on the side of Spectrum here. And Rendezvous are sitting real pretty here. And right now, the paint shell's landing. And Nels, the Guardian, hitting. And right now, the reality just starts to set in for Spectrum. A shot does come through there for Vision, but caught out with the wingman there. And the trade comes through.
Last player standing.
And there it is. The weight of this entire series left on to the Sentinel player of Spectrum. And it just wasn't enough to get the job done. 13-1 and only the second one this tournament. Rendezvous in an incredibly dominant fashion, just taking this entire series over. What a heartbreaking series for Spectrum there.
Rendezvous. I mean, they're definitely a team to beat this series. I mean, they beat Ultralight. They beat Spectrum. They're gonna play Spectrum one more time. And Ultralight one more time. Wow. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say Rendezvous is gonna be making it to the end.
Yeah, 100%. I think that after this one, I think Spectrum don't have really much that they can, you know, get out of this group right now, because that leaves them down with 0-2 now, right? So, I mean, they're gonna have to start focusing on that LCQ, and I think after this series is where that reality starts to set in for that roster. You know, so hopefully they take this chance to take that mental break. They have an entire week until their next match, and you know that goes back to the schedule here, and it was well done because it gives players time between to really prepare for their next match. And Spectrum are going to need to capitalize off of that time to recover from this loss today, because it was really dominating fashion. And I think that coming out of this, they should definitely do some VOD review and go back to the drawing board and come back into their next series, because their very next series, I believe, is going to be a Rendezvous. So they get a second chance here, but nonetheless, they have Ultralight to finish it off. So if anything, they should use these last matches in this group stage to prepare for the LCQ, because presumably, based off the standings, they're probably going to be meeting maybe Operatives. And right now in that group with Zeta, Nexus, and what's the third team? Blanking on it here. Is it like Zeta, Nexus?
Nexus.
Yeah, Zeta, Nexus, Operatives. Yeah, that's the group. I was saying Operatives, and then Zeta, Nexus. Yeah, but I think in that group, Operatives are not looking too good coming out of it, because both, they lost their first opening matches. So I think coming out of that, Spectrum can definitely expect to see Operatives in that LCQ. So this is around the time you might even see them start looking into some of the VODs of some of the other people they expect to be in the LCQ.
I think the only thing though is I believe I Love My Hose will also be there, and they've proven to be a pretty good team. They have lost their matches, but like they've played pretty consistently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
it was a close affair.
I think Spectrum, you know, they need to watch these VODs. They need to listen to the commentary that's being like given about their playstyle, because like if they sit here and they review what we've said and they work on those things, absolutely they will have a shot. They just have to apply themselves. They have to work for it, and as long as they start working for it, I think that they have a chance.
100%. And I think they're definitely going to look to do that coming into the LCQ. And honestly, with that, folks, before we end it off here, I want to shout out our MVP here, Jewel. Jewel doing such an amazing job that map. We said her name quite a few times there. A lot of nice rounds there popping off. And this whole tournament so far, Faye, we've seen that the teams that are winning, their duelists are on top. I mean, although Wild Ray was taking away that MVP on map 1, Jewel definitely turned up coming into this. And then even Nels coming right back in for his team in the clutch for the second map. Just getting on second on the board there with 340 ACS. Right across the board, everybody did a great job. You know, definitely a slower game there for Illvision. But honestly, when the rest of your team is getting all the kills, look at that gap. When the rest of your team's getting all the kills, what can you do, you know? So, Illvision definitely an amazing player, nonetheless. But any closing remarks?
No, I mean, it's a great game. I mean, obviously, huge thanks to everyone who, you know, watched this with us.
Yeah. Agreed. Huge thanks to everybody for watching.